when I say that almost took me out, believe me, because I was like, not me who don't get sick. Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing some things that has helped my family get rid of the sickness, or I guess get well again. It's cold and flu season. A lot of things that I've used are kind of like the very minimum, right? I'm not the type of parent or the type of person to buy over-the-counter prescriptions or over-the-counter medicines, or go to the doctor for prescriptions and things of that nature. I like to be preventative. I like to use natural and holistic routes when it comes to anything concerning health and wellness and things of that nature. And so, yeah, a lot of the things that I'm saying are on the natural route, right? Or as natural as it can be. I want to say 2 to 3 weeks ago, y'all, one of my babies got sick. And so, the norm with kids, it's cold and flu season, you're intermingling with other kids, or if you're not getting outside enough, then you're prone to getting sick, right? And so that happened. One of my babies got sick. Once they started to get better, another one got sick. Once they started to get better, another one got sick. And then lastly, I got sick, right? And so it was a mess. But thank God that everybody was not sick at the same time, because if they felt anything like I did, it was a lot. So enough of the talking, y'all. Let me go ahead and share a few things that I've used. I have my phone because I wanted to make sure that I listed everything we're definitely using. So when your children are sick and when you are sick, the first thing you want to do is make sure that you are drinking your fluids, right? Water, coconut water, electrolytes, things of that nature, because even if you're not feeling up to eating food, still keep your body hydrated. If you are like full of mucus and things of that nature, to help loosen it. So the second thing I have on this list is supplements. So hear me out. I said I love to be preventative, but sometimes things happen, right? You slack a little bit, whatever the case may be, and you just start back up when your children get sick or when you get sick. And so some of the supplements that I purchased, or some of the supplements that I was already giving them but not on a consistent basis, is the newest one is cod liver oil. And I purchased cod liver oil because, for one, it's really a good source of vitamin D and omega-3, right? And that's very important when it comes to oral health as well as your overall health, right? So cod liver oil was one. Of course, vitamin D3, you want to go with D3 because that's how the body absorbs it better. And so I have these for myself and my kids. I give them the Llama Natural gummies, which are plant-based, no added sugars and all of that. I'm going to go grab the containers in a minute. So cod liver oil, vitamin D, elderberry gummies or elderberry syrup, whichever one you prefer. Kids love gummies, and so I love the Llama Naturals brand because there's no added sugars, so that's a plus. A multivitamin. So a lot of people are against multivitamins, but if you know your child is not eating a balanced diet all the time, supplement with a multivitamin to give them what they need, right? If your child is a picky eater, of course, consult with your primary care physician, your doctor. I'm not giving you medical advice. This is just something that I have been doing for my family, and it has been working. I also put a prebiotic and a probiotic. Believe it or not, we can definitely get these things through foods, fermented foods and things of that nature. But if you have been eating the wrong foods, like if your gut health is not the greatest, if you all of that, you need a high quality prebiotic and probiotic because it helps, right? And so I'll show y'all that as well. So here are the vitamins that I was mentioning. The Llama Natural brand, they have the elderberry gummies for kids and adults. They also have the prebiotic and probiotic for kids and adults, as well as a plant-based multivitamin. No added sugars, all organic. I will share my link in the description box for this, so you can get 20% off. But yeah, these are recommended for kids 2 and up, right? So if you have a little toddler, I have some other things for my son. I have invested in the Mary Ruth's like liquid vitamin D and K2 drops, as well as cod liver oil for him as well. So the next thing I'm moving on to is talking about like some things that were very useful outside of like taking supplements, of course, and that was an air purifier and a humidifier. The air purifier is amazing for filtering out things that are already in your air in your home. It does not bring in new air, of course, or produce new air, if that makes sense, because you know some people don't really understand that. And so I just wanted to share that. Air purifier usually filter out things like smoke, odors, some do bacteria, some do like allergens, pollutants, things of that nature. So it's very good for filtering out the air in your home, especially if you live in like a old type area, or like a, I don't know, it's very good to have, especially for kids. A lot of the things that bother us as adults don't bother us as an adult bother the kid, because they're still developing like with their new lungs and things of that nature. And so it's important to make sure their air is as clean as possible. So definitely look into one of those. I'll link everything that I've mentioned in my description box below, so you can go check that out. And I think that's all I have in terms of supplements, right? So yeah, those are all the supplements that I have. Magnesium is also a good one as well, but I don't currently take anything for that. So yeah, the next thing is an air humidifier. I think this one is self-explanatory. An air humidifier, cool mist, definitely helps. You know, when they're sick. A lot of times kids be stopped up, they need like mist to kind of break things up, so I gotta help open them up. And then what's a plus if you get a humidifier with a diffuser, like combined with it, so you can add essential oils in there if you use that sort of stuff. If you use essential oils as a plus, you know, you can cool mist as well as, you know, oils in the air to help you, right? And so an alternative to an a humidifier is to go in a steamy room. So go in the bathroom, turn your shower on for a while, let the steam, you know, do its thing, and then take your child in the bathroom, and it'll help open them up, right? The next thing that I use that was very helpful is saline spray, or, you know, saline drops. That helps especially with toddlers and babies that are not able to blow their nose, you know, just yet. And so it'll help clear them out, open them up, loosen the mucus and all of that. So cleaning is an easier process, right? Saline drops. And then something else that I didn't use at this time for my son was chest rubs. There are some natural, like organic, safe to use chest rubs outside of like vapor rub, right? And that's very helpful as well, because it'll help with congestion and things of that nature. And then in terms of things that we ate or like, you know, sipped, soups are always a plus. A warm soup, chicken noodle soup, things that, you know, broths, just regular broths. If you sip on broth for yourself, that's very important. Highly nutritious, it's warm, you know, warm steam and things of that nature. Going to the nose and all of that, it helps. It really helps. And then of course doing teas. So something that we usually do is like warm water with a little honey, a little ginger, a little lemon, all of that stuff. All of that works for kids. Also doing little shots or whatever of like lime and things of that nature, that works. The next thing that's really helped was doing like a warm bath with Epsom salt. And so our Epsom salt was like infused with essential oils to help with detoxing and stuff like that. Epsom salt is high in magnesium and all of that, and our body definitely needs that. So warm baths with Epsom salt is a plus. I've also seen people do like a detox bath with like clay, as well as baking soda. Don't really know much about that. Don't have any experience with that, but that was something that I saw that was recommended. And I want to say the next thing that many people would choose not to do when their kids are sick or when they're sick is go outside for fresh air. This is something that I highly recommend that you do. If your air in your house is polluted, if your air in your house is infected, or not infected, but if your air in your house is not clean, it's like going outside to clean air, getting that clean air, that's going to help you. And also like getting moving. Like when we're sick, we don't want to do anything, we don't want to walk, we don't, you know, well, at least for me, I was down in the bed with a headache for like 5 days. 2 days I did not really get to bed for nothing. So it's like, so getting outside for fresh air, walking outside, moving your body a little bit is definitely going to help as well. I wouldn't say go to places where you can infect others, right? Or take your children to the park where kids are playing and things of that nature. But going outside for a walk, you know, doing things like that, that's going to definitely benefit you. Getting sunlight if you can. It's the winter, so it's very limited. The kids are cutting up, so let's move on to the last thing that I would not advise you to do, right, during this time when your family is sick or when you're sick, right? And that is to not wash your hands, right? Like, wash your hands. Maybe I should say the things that you should do when your kids are sick, right? Make sure you wash your hands. Skip the processed foods, the sweets, the sugars during this time. It's not going to help you speed up your healing processes faster. The third thing is going to be avoid, oh, I just said that. Skip the over-the-counter medicines for children under 6. A lot of over-the-counter medicines are marketed towards kids under 6, and they're not the best thing, right? Like, we don't want to necessarily like break their fever, if that makes sense. The body just has a fever for a reason. Now, if we get too, you know, too bad, then of course, but I wouldn't, like, the first sign of a fever, I wouldn't just go get over-the-counter medicine. Like, rest is the most important thing for your kids. And then, you know, the fever is a sign that your body is working, right? So I kind of like, you know, I let it run its course. If it gets too bad, you know, of course I would take them to the doctor if I need to, but for me, I'm not like in a hurry to just first sign of whatever, get them, you know, the most popular over-the-counter medicines for a fever reducer. That's just not something I recommend. A lot of them aren't very beneficial. Even on like doctors' websites, they tell you to kind of skip the over-the-counter medicines for this or whatever case may be. So that's something to consider. I forgot to mention this, but if you are breastfeeding, continue to breastfeed your children when you're sick. Your breast milk is going to produce exactly what they need to either help them get better or to prevent them from getting sick. So that's something that a lot of people don't really know, but you are providing what your child needs to get well or to prevent getting sick. And the last thing, the most important thing, is to rest. Like, let your children get their rest. When my girls were sick, they slept pretty much most of the day. They woke up, got something to drink, got a little small bite to eat if they were feeling it, and resting, letting them sleep. Your body needs time to recover, so resting is very important. And the last thing I have for this video is, of course, to turn to fresh fruit, fresh vegetables, right? Fresh fruits, fresh vegetables, eating things, getting like a whole, like a balanced type diet. Fresh fruit, fresh vegetables, as well as getting in those omega-3s. So that could be something like fish, that could be something like nuts, that can be something like supplements, whatever the case may be. These things are very important. But this has definitely helped my family during our time of sickness. So I just wanted to share that just in case you're looking for some tips and tricks. And if you have any more that I have not mentioned, because I feel like I'm skipping some, because, you know, it's about that time for naps and all that. But let me know in the comments, share with other people, you know, be a resource to the community. So that's all I have for this video, and as always, see you guys in my next one.